once again on my channels. In this YouTube channel. So today's with that making the medium of this YouTube channel. So we will discuss about the mathematics in class 10th. In class 10th mathematics, we will start here the new chapter that is called pair of linear equations in two variables. As previous chapters we had discussed here that the linear equations in one variables and also linear equations and its value and understanding of the linear equations 1 degree containing the expressions variables and is called linear equations. Now today's here in this chapter pair of linear equations, first of all we will try to understand the algebraic expressions, then after the linear equations, and then after the linear equations in one variables, and then one by one. So after that, so we will study about the linear equations in one variable and try to understand with example. After that, so we will study about the linear equation, how to solve the linear equations one variables in one variables, and then so we will discuss about the various with the help of the various example and try to understand each statements, what is the statements and how does it can be proved. Okay, so linear equation, pair of linear equations in one variable. The next chapter is pair of linear equation in one two variables. Okay, linear equations in two variables. Now first of all we will understand the significance of the algebraic expressions. So right here algebraic expression. Okay, so first we will define here the combination of constant and variable. Combination of constant and variable with, okay, constant and variable, two things, variables with connected by four fundamental, with connection are connected by four fundamental algebraics, fundamental arithmetic operations, plus minus division and multiplications is called an algebraic expression. Okay, expressions. So here is the algebraic expressions. We had understood the algebraic expressions. Now for example, suppose that here we will write here 6x plus 12. Example here algebraic 6x plus 12 is an algebraic expression. Okay, here 6x is terms, here is the constant value, and this is coefficient of x, and here is the algebraic expressions with operation, arithmetic operation means that plus minus division and multiplications are arithmetic operations. With the help of that, so we can understood that the algebraic expressions. So now there is equations. Understand the equation. Here is we have studied and equations. What is equations? First of all, equations means that the main algebraic expressions in written in equal forms is set with the equal to that's algebraic expression with the equal signs. Okay, when the algebraic expression is written with uh, an equal sign called called equation equations. Okay, example is, we will say here example. Here is, I have given you example 6x plus 12 is equal to 0. So this is the algebraic equations. This is said with the algebraic equations, and here so we have to refer to the 12 is an expression. So here is the algebraic expressions, means that this part is said to be the algebraic, sorry, algebraic expressions, and this is part is called equations, and this is LHS, and this is RHS, that can have to satisfy all the time. So algebraic is a linear equations in one variable. Try to understand the linear equations in one variables. So linear equations in one variable means that linear equations, that equations involves only one variable with higher powers. Okay, equations involve one variable with higher power 1 is called the linear equations. Okay, so linear equations in one variables, it is set with the power ones called linear equations in one variables. Okay, equations in one variables. Okay, so for example, suppose that we will give here the linear equations in one variables is given. So here is the linear equations in one variable. Example, we will take here example. Suppose that 5x plus any equations we will take here. So 18 is equal to 3 plus 4x, or 3 plus 4x. These are the linear equations in one variable. So here is one variable, this is one variable. So variable is here variable x, and the highest power x power 1, because x power 1 is already, so if the power is not written, we know that it's a power 1. Okay, so x power 1 means that one variable is keeping here. So all the algebraic expressions that have only one variable, so it is said with the algebraic expressions in one variable. Now we will discuss about the solution of the linear equations in one variables. Now solution of linear equation in one variable. Okay, solution means that how we will solve the steps, and also arithmetics way through which we can solve the linear equations. Linear equations, you know that algebraic expressions with equal signs is set with the linear equations. Linear equations that have only 1 degree means called a linear equation. So these are the properties of the linear equation. So value of value of the value of the variable, so here we will define first the value of variable which satisfy the which value of the variable which satisfy the given equation or is called the solution, or we can say that's the root. Solution is also said to be the root of linear equations, linear or algebraic equations. Okay, so linear equations are algebraic equations. So it is algebraic expression equations, we can say also it's so always be algebraic expressions is always should always be satisfied. So justifications, suppose that one example we will take here, 2x plus 7 is uh, example we will take here. With the help of example we will try to understand the example. 2x plus any equations we will take here. 2x plus 7 is equal to 13 minus x. Okay, 2x plus 7 is equal to 13 minus x. Here is the algebraic expressions given here. So justifications we will do here. Justifications, in justifications we will see always that LH parts means that left hand sides and RHS parts right hand side. Two sides we have seen here. So LHS, if operating object, suppose that the on substituting the values of this part is called LHS and this part is called RHS. LHS and RHS, left hand sides and right hand sides. And here is the if the substituting x is equal to 2, the value will always be should satisfy the this equation. So we will write here 2x plus 7 is equal to 13 minus x. So substitute this value of x into 2 into 2 plus 7 is equal to 13 minus 2. So 2 into 2 4 plus 7 is equal to 13 minus 1 is always be 11. So 7 and 11 is equal to 11, means RHS is always satisfied. LHS satisfied RHS. So these are said with the algebraic expressions. Okay, so these expressions satisfy the first equations and equations means the value of 2, value of any values. If you substitute in these equations means that algebraic expressions it should satisfy. If it satisfy means that, so we can say it is the algebraic expressions and equations. So in algebraic equations has been satisfied means that it's really a linear equations or follow the rules of the linear equations. Now we will discuss about the linear equations in two variables. Okay, so linear equations in two variables is also here's a different linear equations in two variables. Okay, this linear equations as the linear equations in one variable means that's the linear, those equations which have a highest power 1, so and containing one variables, so called linear equations in one variable. If the linear equations which have a highest powers 1 and its variable will always be a 2, not more than 2, not less than 2, so it will be a linear equations in two variables. So how linear equations two variables means that usually generally if the linear equations with which have two variable, suppose x and y, with highest power 1, called linear equation in two variables. Okay, this is said with the linear equations in two variables. Now we will try to understand these equations. For example, Ax, the some fundamentals formula is Ax plus By plus C is equal to 0. Here Ax, here is the X and the Y is the two variable. Here is constant terms, and this and A and B are coefficient, and these are the 1, 2, 3 terms. These are set with the terms. So these are terms. These are Ax, By, C. This is the standard form of the linear equations in two variables. So standard forms. This is set with the standard form, or we can say formula. And okay, so we can say it's a formula. Ax plus By plus C is a linear equations in two variables. It's a standard form of the formula. So we had understood that. So if the 3x minus y plus 7, example 3x minus y is equal to 7. So here is the first term, second terms, and this is the variable, and this will always be a terms and a coefficient. So always it is linear equation. Suppose that we have to satisfy the linear equations in two variables, solutions of the linear equations in two variables. Suppose that. So for a linear solution, we will try to solution of linear equations in two variables. Okay, suppose that linear equation satisfied means satisfaction is necessary. Any pair of the value of X and Y satisfy the equations, and A and B solutions of the given linear equations. So if any value of X and Y satisfy the solution, and where A and B is not equal to 0, so it will always be a satisfaction. Suppose that X is equal to, we have taken for this equations, here is equations given here, 3x minus y is equal to 7. So suppose that X value we have substituted 2. Okay, we have substituted 2, and y values we have substituted minus 2. Okay, suppose. So let's say start and try to satisfy these solutions. Here is 3x minus y is equal to 7. It's a given here 3x minus y is equal to 7. So we will write here 3 multiply x value is 2 minus y multiply y value is minus 2 is always be 7. 3 2 just 6. Okay, and 3 2 just 6, and y value is 2. So y value is 2, 3 2 just 6 minus here is y value is 2 minus 2. So 6 plus 2 is equal to 7. Okay, then 8 is equal to 8, but RHS is not equal to LHS, so it is not satisfied this equation. So this value of the linear equations will not be a two variable satisfaction. Suppose that we will take the another example of linear equations, 5x plus 3y is equal to 4. So example another 5x plus 3y is equal to 4, and suppose that value of x is equal to 2 and the value of x is equal to minus 2, and substituting of this value of x and y in the given equations examples, 5 into 2 plus 3 into minus 2 is equal to 0. So 5 2 is 10 plus 3 2 is 6 minus 6 is equal to 0. Got it? So here is the value 5x plus 2y. Okay, so 5x plus 2y will always be a satisfaction, means that 5 and 3 will always be should always be satisfaction. Solutions of the equations will always be like this. So is the solutions of the equations. So RHS and LHS always be justify minus 2, 5 to the 10 and 3 to the 6 and 4. So it will always be equal. So if it is given here a 4, the value of 4, so then it will always be 4. Then our 3 to the 6 is become minus 6 and 4 is equal to always be 4. Then 4 is equal to RHS is equal to LHS always be satisfaction. So this way, equations is valid and satisfy value of the x and y satisfy these equations, and any value if you keep the any value for these solutions will satisfy these equations, means that linear equations in two variables is satisfied by the value whatever so you have kept. So satisfaction is necessary, and substituting the value of some variable x and y, then if it's satisfied we can say that it's a variables and two variable satisfactions question. So one by one so we have discussed here. So already some before that some previous times that satisfactions is necessary, we have satisfied these equations completely, and now we will further study about the linear methods of the write down the graphs. Okay, in next chapters we will see this, and till then so thank you very much, and don't forget to share, subscribe this channel so that you cannot miss the such types of the important video. Okay, thank you.